right in. My first guest, I'm super excited to have him on the show to talk to everyone today. He's the lead singer from an indie rock band called The Unlikely Candidates. They are seriously incredible. They're going to be in Providence tomorrow night for the WBRU concert series at Water Place Park. And I'm so excited to talk to Kyle Morris. Hey, Kyle, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. So, Kyle's coming to us straight from some hotel in Texas that has ducks in the lobby. This is all I know.
I'm in this place called the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, and I guess
Oh, it's Memphis, okay.
at some point in the day they have like a little duck walk where they walk all these ducks from the lake through the lobby into this little pond in the middle of the lake or hotel.
I love it. I love it already.
Yeah. So it does.
So cool, man. You guys are from Fort Worth, Texas originally.
Yes.
The band is called The Unlikely Candidates. I love your music so much. I really want to talk to you, kind of get a little history about how you guys got formed, sort of talk about some influences, musical influences. So I know you formed the group with your bandmate Cole Mail. He's the guitarist. How did you guys get started? How did you guys get into this?
Really, neither of us had done anything musically. We were just kind of messing around at a friend's house, just kind of playing songs almost as a joke. Cole could kind of play guitar. I never really sang in front of anyone. I was more shy, I guess. And for some reason, in that kind of hazy little moment of us just goofing around, I just had this epiphany that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, which made no sense at all because we were just messing around and terrible. And I asked him if he wanted to, after school, try and write some songs, and they were awful. And for some reason, we kept going, and now we're here.
That's crazy. I love that. I love that. You know, sometimes you hear people went to school for music or this and that, but this was some sort of an accident, it sounds like.
Much the opposite.
Yeah.
Neither should be here by any means. We'd never even written a song when we first started writing, so that was quite a learning curve.
I'm sure.
Yes.
So what were your musical influences when you guys first got started? Were you influenced kind of by your location? Were you influenced by particular bands?
I think at that time it was a lot of the kind of Warped Tour scene. I don't know if you know all that.
Yeah.
And I think at the time we were kind of influenced by that, but then we grew out of that pretty fast, and we went to college and kind of got into Bob Dylan and the Beatles. That was a really
Can't go
big,
wrong.
yeah, we hit both of those at the same time. That kind of changed everything. Yeah, but it was mostly them. Through those two bands, we kind of transformed, for sure.
Crazy. So what was the group like when you made your first EP? This EP kind of came out in 2013. Called Follow My Feet, and the title track on that EP cracked through. It made it #1 on the adult alternative charts. Totally got you guys some attention. How did that happen?
I don't know. It was just that song really took hold with people. It had a meaning. It was a pretty weighty, heady meaning for the pop alt charts, and for some reason I guess the message was simple enough for a lot of people to kind of understand and make part of their lives, and I think that people latched on, and especially on adult alternative you kind of got a little bit more older crowd that's they can appreciate those things a little bit more than the average toe tap to the beat, I like this melody type thing, and the song just did really well. It's cool.
Yeah, that's sort of a theme in your writing is, these songs are super, kind of accessible, if you will, really, great pop tunes, great rock tunes, but they always have sort of a deeper meaning behind the lyrics, behind the concept. So what was the concept behind that song, Follow My Feet?
That song was kind of about a world basically what would you do if there were no consequences to like anything. Like, would you like, what's the point of being like an actually like a good person? Like, because you could say that like being a bad person, you can get a lot more out of the world a lot easier by manipulating people and kind of taking the low road. And then it's a lot harder to be a good person, and you know, you might not see as much from it monetarily, but that's just kind of where, you know, I don't know, it's just a harder route to take. So this song was kind of about not knowing which way to go, kind of trusting your own instincts, following your feet, if you will.
That's so cool. I love it. I love it. I'm glad that that was a hit. You know, I love when songs like that, songs that have something like kind of more going on, really crack through, because, you know, it seems like sometimes music can be so superficial, especially when it comes to charting and kind of being popular. So I love that that was, that broke through for you guys.
Yeah, that was my little, like, I don't know, getting into the mainstream with something like a little bit, I don't know, more
Totally.
touching, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it seemed to, you know, it meant something to people, which is really important. And this also sort of got the attention of Atlantic Records, and after this, you guys got a record deal. What was that like? I mean, were you kind of feeling at the time like, this is it, this is our break? They're huge, you know?
They flew us up to New York and put us in this like really nice, expensive hotel and gave us like an unlimited bar tab. And we paid the bar for like, I think like 6 days, like literally did not leave the bar. But we were like, yeah, we made it. This is the rock star dream.
Right.
Right now. And I don't know, yeah, it was just surreal. Like, and then we hit the road right after that and started playing big shows, and yeah, we were like, we've made it. We're living the life.
So what did they do? They kind of got you a tour booked? Were they sort of like getting you on the bill with other Atlantic artists? Like, how did they set that up for you guys?
It's mostly like whenever you're pushing a single, you go like kind of like this show tomorrow, like you go and play for radio stations and like their fans and stuff like that, and you kind of build a relationship with the people there in the radio station, and we basically were just doing a ton of those type shows. We did have like one tour. We went out with this band called Blue October. And like did like an actual like big tour thing, which was cool. Played all the House of Blues across the country. But really, it's always been about kind of like getting to those radio markets and meeting all the fans.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of that, yeah, for
Absolutely.
about a year and a half.
And so, when you guys were signed with Atlantic, what were you recording? Were you releasing new material? What was going on there?
No, like really, to be honest, like we, after Follow My Feet, like a lot of times at major labels, you can kind of like get swept under until they like deem you worthy of like bringing you out of like the cupboard. We got basically sat on for about 3 years while they were like, you know, but like during the meantime, we were touring and writing, like we'd written hundreds of songs until they found one that they really liked. And they kind of brought us back out to the forefront. A bunch of stuff at the company happened. Like a lot of people that were supposed to like make sure that certain things happened, like left the company or like became like ill. Like I think 2 people had strokes.
Oh no.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. So we left the company and then went out on our own. And now we're on a new label.
Yeah. So tell us about that. So this is a cool label. It's an alt rock label called Another Century Records. They are like kind of a subsidiary of Sony.
Yeah, it was like a big like metal and hard rock label, and then Sony bought them out and was like, hey, we want you guys to kind of take a step into like your future should be alternative music, and they swept us up at the same time. We had like connections with them from a long time ago. We'd actually like hung out and partied with the guy that owns the label several times, but we never had any idea who he was. We went out South by Southwest and partied with him, and then eventually like he came around. He's like, I'm your new boss. And we're like, that's awesome.
Oh
We had
man.
this idea that you had a label. We've just been partying really hard all these years. It's kind of strange.
Oh, that's perfect though, because he
Yeah,
like knows
yeah,
you guys. You guys are friends. He knows your music. He knows your whole thing, and you
totally.
know, who better to work with?
Right, yeah. It's a friend from the get-go, so that was pretty fortuitous.
Oh, that's great. So
Yeah.
now you guys have a new EP out. It's called Bed of Liars. Tell us about this. What can we expect to hear? Is this sort of like, you know, going back to your root sound? Is this sort of venturing off into some new territory musically? What can we expect to hear on this?
This is like a totally new thing. Like that first EP was like really organic sounding, and it was just super youthful. Like this new one's a lot more like grown up. Like I'd say it's more like song focused than lyrically, but I've still got my lyrical stuff in there just because I kind of have to, as an
Yeah.
artist, appease myself in that way. But yeah, this is like the first time that the band came up with all the noises, like all the sounds. Like we worked with the producer on the first EP, and this one was like really pretty much just us. Me and I had a guitarist. We had a guitarist come to the band into the band named Brent Carney, and we didn't write with him. He didn't write on the first EP, but me and him basically produced this second EP, or he produced it. And I wrote the song. So this is very much like an in-house thing, us discovering our sound.
Awesome. Yeah, well, kind of like true to form. You know, we talked earlier about Follow My Feet and how it sort of had this deeper meaning. There's a new song, Violence, video just came out. I checked it out, really cool. Such a great song. I loved it. What was the inspiration behind this song?
That was kind of like it's about like an abusive relationship, where like I guess a lot of times like I put it as like a he she type thing, but really it's just about a relationship that's kind of gone bad, where one side of it just kind of feels oppressed and like there's really no hope of getting out. But it's I kind of tried to draw a comparison to like the climate between communities and like police departments that's been going on. Like obviously it's like most police are like just do their job and are like good people that you should look up to. But this song was kind of about the ones that like I guess you should look up to, their relationship with their communities. And I kind of tried to draw a parallel back to like this abusive relationship. It's not a push-pull.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that is a theme that we've been seeing a lot of lately, and it is extremely disturbing. This sort of violence coming from the police in these particular areas. So, yeah, sort of a disturbing topic, but ended up turning into a really cool song. So you got that.
Yeah, from like a lot of like intense emotion can
Yeah.
come some good art. So like I kind of channeled all that through, and yeah, it's a really cool song.
Yeah, totally digging it. So this is really cool. Like, I'm talking to you right now. You seem like a really chill guy, and the word on the street is that your live performances are like off the charts. Like, this is what I keep reading in all the reviews. You guys got a really great top pick for the South by Southwest performance that you guys did. Like, check these guys out. They're number one. Their live performance is just full of energy. It's crazy. I mean, and here you are, like, so chill. So how does this happen? You just turn into someone else when you get on stage?
It's like, I don't know, I guess that's just like where I get to channel all my like inner weirdness, and bravado. So it's like there's a lot of personality that I get to channel when I'm out there, which is really fun, which is why I love it so much. I kind of get to do this whole Jekyll Hyde thing and just kind of be like an animal on stage, which is fun.
I love it.
It'll be the opposite of like this cool, like kind of chill demeanor for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It is going to be fun. So the show is tomorrow night. It's WBRU is putting on this concert series at Water Place Park. The show tomorrow night is at 7 o'clock. It is free, everyone. You should go and check it out. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow, and by beautiful I mean way too hot and very humid. But it's still worth going to see the show. Have you guys ever been to Providence?
Yes, we went. I played this like one venue. I don't know where it was, but it was like the craziest venue I've ever seen. There's a giant like mosaic clock on the wall, and then like this huge like subway map that was like lit up with tiny like fiber optics and stuff, and this like massive like carved wood mural of like an ancient battle scene. And I was like, I don't know what's going on in here. They've got some mixed bag of like
Weirdness.
yeah, weirdness, but it was awesome. So
Cool.
like to go back there.
Yes. I don't know
Yeah.
where that is either. I'll have to
I
figure
think
that
it's
out.
where all like the like there's a ton of Mexican restaurants around there. I don't know. That helps.
Hmm.
Really good Mexican food. It's cool.
Well, that's good.
So we're kind of snooty on that too.
Well, I'm so excited that you guys are going to be here. I certainly am going to try to check out your show tomorrow. Welcome back to Providence. Good luck with your new EP. What's up next for you guys after this? You're touring a little bit this summer. What's up next?
Album.
Full length.
Album. Full length album. Our first one. Finally. I'm like going home to finish that off. After these two shows, after Providence, I'm going home to like finish recording and getting the artwork all set up, and we'll have a full album hopefully in like September, October.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Can't wait. Well, Kyle, thank you again for being on the show. This is Kyle Morris from The Unlikely Candidates, going to be performing tomorrow night in Providence. Go check it out, 7 p.m. It is free at Water Place Park.